Disclaimer: the information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GAN's processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness, by giving, will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to become arrogant in the power that you have understood and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised. And this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul. And we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the Earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand. To be there, to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle. Which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 217th One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace and Justice here on Tuesday, April 12th, 2022. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department and part of the public teachings in English. My name is Rick Cram, and I'll be a host today, along with Mark as a co-host. And we are hosting the members of the Universal Council who will be presenting today's workshop. And let's get that workshop ready to go here. And we'll bring in members of the Universal Council to present it. Hello, member of the Universal Council.
Hello,
Yes.
I think we are at the end of the presentation. It seems like this is the end slide. I think we have to go to the beginning of it, don't we?
Oh, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Okay. There we are.
Okay. So this is Mosfek representing Bengali language. And we are once again presented at the One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace gathering. And so welcome everybody. And as always, we are here to talk about what can we do to ensure that this justice and world peace is here to stay and become very much part of our daily life. And the peace that we talk about is, or the justice for that matter, starts from home or within us. And we can talk about peace and wish peace for others and do something about peace and justice for others. But in a way, we have to be familiar with this state of being, the state of being peaceful and have justice within ourselves. So this justice and the peace, that how do we go about making this very much a part of our daily life? We have all kinds of situations in front of us every day. And we react with different emotions to these circumstances that we face. We have our sort of involuntary reactions to these things. And then we have also the thoughtful reaction to these events. Sometimes these immediate reactions may be good for survival and other things, but the thoughtful reactions have its place too. So as we calm down, or as we go towards peace, we may have a thoughtful reaction. And with that reaction, we can ensure not only peace, but look towards more justice in this thoughtful state of behavior. Now, this may seem like a small demarcation, but as this thoughtful reaction is in a way engaging higher strength of fields of emotion, a place of more surety, a place of more certainty, a place where things are more peaceful. You can call it, we are approaching the eye of the storm, which is, we may be in the middle of the storm, but the eye of the storm is powerful and peaceful. And as we go towards these, we can further serve our community here and far beyond here. So being in this state or going towards these more and more peaceful, towards the center, we are more in touch with our creative potential, and we can serve better. And we'll go further into this as we talk about how there might be a similarity between us here and enhancement unit that we are very familiar with here. And the functions have parallels in the sense that we, by knowing ourselves, we know how to interact with system of reactors. So the borderline between the reactors we create and the reactors within is not that far apart. And we can use both in enhancing us, our community, and community at large. With that in mind, I'll read the text here. Through the beauty of the soul of diversity of languages spoken on planet Earth, all souls are as equal and all are as creators as they are created in the image of the Creator. Next slide, please. So here is our part that is the 5 minutes of silence, where all the initiatives, including the 5+1 initiative where IEA is involved, that is happening in Vienna. We elevate all those participants there and everywhere in the world, aiding this effort and elevate their soul. And just like all of these participants, the whole humanity wants the same thing in a way. And so we elevate them too, and the leaders that are associated with the whole process, they will contribute in their own way with this elevated state of their soul towards this peace and justice. And with that, let's start our 5 minutes silence.
Thank you. Thank you, my dear Moshfik, for your kind and beautiful words. And thank you, all beautiful souls, for being here, for being present. And this is the way the elevation is going on, and the soul is doing the work we haven't done from eons, the soul of the man, the soul of the universe. So, my dear Rick, can we can go to the next slide now. This is the wish made by the Universal Council on behalf of humanity, and so that the awareness of this light, love, prosperity, and abundance should go to all that is now exist all over, you know? And this is the wish we have taken for humanity as a collective. We, the Universal Council, wish the world media is embracing the knowledge and technology of Keshe Foundation to reach all souls of planet Earth. I am present.
I'm present.
So now we can go to the next slide. A beautiful wish for all humanity to aware of what is happening and what should you see and observe that is more important. And those who are presenting news and other messages, they have to be concerned about the situation. So this is about this wish. I'll see if Stefania is there. Dear Stefania is traveling. So I will say, anybody wants to say something about one city, one center? I mean, this is the, anybody is welcome. Any beautiful soul is welcome.
I can talk a little bit about.
Thank you.
So, you know, we have these enhancement units that that are being presented to the world. We go one of its functions, the enhancement functions. We go within it and we wish for how we want to be healed or improved, and we interact with the fields of these enhancement unit to make that change. So this enhancement unit, it has its own soul, and which is comprised of the reactors that interact within this system. And each reactors have their individual functions, and they are designed to provide certain kinds of fields. And collectively, they provide another range of fields. So this microenvironment that this reactor produce is beneficial to us, and it can also be used to produce material, and together with another device can function as a flight system. Now, one of the things that Universal Council support members and knowledge seekers who are helping the whole process, they contribute in a similar fashion as Mr. Keshe was talking about it last in the Last Knowledge Seekers workshop. The council, the souls of the council functions in a similar fashion, and they're all different souls, so they're tuned differently. So individually, they provide certain kinds of fields, just like our enhancement unit, and collectively, they provide another set of fields, which is beyond the scope of individual reactors. And this enhancement unit covers the planet. So it is a little, what do you call it, different in its scope of operation. But one of the interesting thing about this level of functioning that we all here are participating in is that by doing so, we not only enhanced our locality and the whole global environment, but we also understand these interactions. And in a way, we are developing our understanding of these enhancement unit by us being the enhancement unit, part of the enhancement unit, global enhancement unit. So it's an interesting experience where, it's the science is implemented in terms of this enhancement unit in a smaller scale, but at the same time, we are operating in a different scale with another enhancement unit, which we are part of. So it helps us understand not only the operation of enhancement, the enhancement that we are doing, but also the enhancement interaction, kind of interactions that are happening in the enhancement process, and thereby understanding the operation of the enhancement unit. So as we develop this understanding, the extension of understanding to build such a enhancement unit won't be that big of a leap, because we are the enhancement unit in a way. So it's a very fun and interesting way of participating in the process, or participating in this creative process. So it's a creative process in which we create a new environment across the planet. And at the same time, we learn the design behind this creative process, such that our creative ability further enhances. So it's a complete dynamic system, as the enhancement units are. And one of the curious elements that came into my mind is that, we are functioning as an enhancement unit. These devices are enhancement unit. How do we interact with these devices? Perhaps we have more say in its operation than we previously thought. And by that, we may also be able to control certain aspects of it. And what does it depend on? Our intentions, our continuously improving creative abilities. Because it's not a static element. There is a huge dynamics going on between all the members here, Universal Council members, Universal Council support members, and the knowledge seekers. So all are participating in this dynamic process, and all are getting enhanced. So when I started this conversation or this talk, we were in one state. Now that we have moved a few minutes further, we are in a different state because it's a dynamic system and we have a little more awareness of this dynamic system. So from here to better understanding of this enhancement unit, to further controlling the enhancement unit, or making better use of it, be it in flight or other things, is a continuous process that we are all participating in right now as we participate in this meeting. So it's a fun and interesting way of looking at our participation in this and these enhancement units. So I hope this this provokes some interesting thoughts in us and action as well. So with that, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, my dear Moshfik. There is action. We became so dynamic. And I will also add to your beautiful words, my dear Moshfik, that so peaceful indeed, as you are always. I will say that our Universal Council, Mark has put in chat that Yemen has made progress through our wishing in the last number of days toward peace in the country and planet. So beautiful. Thank you, my dear Mark. And this wish was by our UC member, dear Mehran, and we were all together in this elevation. And how it worked, in collective, that our wishes and see-through goes to those soul, heart and souls also, those who stand and say, no, nothing will happen. But they don't know, the soul says, yes, welcome. And in this way, these wishes, these beautiful kindness go through like the rivers, go through the heart, souls, all the souls, they always welcome. So these elevations are going on and the peace is here. And I will say that when we see many things, the intervention of the soul, how it works, as the enhancement unit, maybe we can say the intervention of the dynamic plasma or the universal soul, how it works. When even in our body, the soul of the man, how it operates in its own way, in the intense way, when the body didn't understood how to make conducts or how to behave. So the soul takes the position to take the position dynamic to change the way the conducts are going on in the convergence way, as we have diverged in so many things, and the soul converges again in the ethical field plasma, dynamic plasma, in charge, of course, in the presence of I am emotion. And what you see is really when we are in these energies, we say some severe sadness, emotion of sadness or suffering and all, it's coming from wherever, or some other person is sad and we became sad unknowingly, we don't know, we see something and we become sad. So this is how the universal soul works, it gives you the chance to converge towards within. And as Andreas was saying in the last One Planet, One Race, that with the two eyes, do you observe something? That is the way the soul observes and do what it needs. It wants all beings to live with full of life and love. This is what Creator wants us to do, to live with love, give the love. So how can we give? With the services. Stand in the position down, saluting with the services. And this is the way the wishes works. And in where I have grown now, I will say, I am not an Indian. I am a universal soul. We are all becoming universal. The way of the universe is open. Well, it was open always, but we didn't see. Now we see. The dome of peace is here. The oasis is here, and it is going to come to the hearts and souls, those who don't know, they don't want, who don't know what they want, but we know that. We know that. The universal creator knows that, and it will come. And I will say, as Casimir has said, with the products and all explaining so beautifully about the Easter bunnies and so beautiful products, that be the distributor, open the door of the hearts for the river to flow, so that many can live. And this, in this river, there's no I mean barrage or dam. This is flowing, and we are in the same boat. So here where I grow in India, there is always, you see, we say there's a plan. There's a plan. Yes, there's a plan. There's always a plan. So as Moshfik said, that before 5 minutes, we didn't know we will talk about this, or we will be in this dynamic position talking about a plan. There is a plan always for us to come in this position, so that we can understand. Yes, the plan is understandable when it is not in the timeline. Here in India, there is in the scripts, in Vedas, and all the books have, ancient books have that. Even in the religious books, all the religious books have the Quran, the Mahabharata, or the any. We came from the same thing, but we are going the same way again. What the ancient book says, the Mitra said. What said? That the yojana is timeless. It is you. The yojana is there. Stand in between the yojana. Stand in between the plan, and the plan will go up or down where it is, where you want it. The yojana is, the plan is you. The plan rotates around you. You are in the center of the plan. So observe and see and understand the yojana, the plan. This is the plan. The star formation is the plan. The pathway, as Alex Corrick said, moonshine. And that is the way we are doing. So here is, I also want to add, my dear beautiful souls, that as Casimir has explained, all the sales material, I mean the products of Keshe Foundation, for if anybody wants to be a distributor from any community, that will be so kind and beneficial to all. This time, kindness is very necessary. See the world with your kind eyes, in your truthful. Witness this and be the distributor. And you can contact, if anybody wants to be a distributor, please, kind hearts. You can do it in this. You can mail in the email sales@KFM Global. So your question will be answered, and there will be a security check only for who you are, and then it will go on. And this is what I want to say, that the oasis, the cities are going to be there where that is needed, and the energies has to be in a way according to the plan of the universal creator, as the soul has intervened, the soul of the man, the soul of the universe. So it is accordingly to the plan of the universal dynamic fields. So we all have to prepare as the time in this timeline is ticking, and the universal civilization. We have already merged, and we are universal people now. We are not in the borders of a country. That has been done from yours. So thank you for being here. And thank you, my beautiful souls. Salam, namaste, salute. And there is a, Rick, can we go to the next slide? Yes, here is the Mojan, the beautiful explanation Andreas was doing. Stefania is traveling. Maybe she is hearing, but she cannot speak as she is traveling. But Andreas, are you here? My dear Andreas? Okay. Can you hear me, Andreas?
Hello, everyone. Hello, Shweta.
Oh, hello, Andreas.
Do you hear me
Now,
well?
welcome, my dear. Yes, yes. Welcome, my dear. Now, your soul. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I find myself today bringing you some way to basically discover or rediscover, find power within yourself. This will be in 3 steps. There will be 1 or 2 drawings, 1 exercise, and 1 short video clip. So, Rick, can you please allow me to share the screen? It's already working. Thank you. So what we are about to see is basically a reflection of ourselves. So I found this video last Thursday, and I thought it would be too beautiful not to share. So here it is. And this is a bowl or a cup of water that reflects the sunlight to a white surface. We are going to replicate this scenario until Thursday, but I already replicated the part of it. So it can be done, and basically it just needs water, and you with one of your fingers basically putting it in. We saw a lot of drawings the last couple of weeks, if not years or decades, and all those rings and colors, they basically are methods to show how the creation works. And yet it is fully contradictory if you have a circle and a square and a triangle, everything in one element, in one water. I want you to look very closely here, even it is a reflection. I go back again. So basically, just we see here how the light basically jumps into itself. And then it gets reflected by itself in and out in a certain way of creation and decreation. One last time. So basically, if water contains so many light structures and we are made of water, how can we basically find out how that feels if we see the beauty in just a reflection of water? Just for the actuality of today, can you see my camera?
Yes, or we did. Yeah.
We recently saw that picture of the moon with the halo around and the cube inside. And so this is just a recent picture of today afternoon, like 2 or 3 hours ago. And we see again circles and points and everything between. So now I would like to go over to a short drawing. So what we want to basically see or basically experience is the sun. And so we try to use the mirror as a tool to help us find through or over the reflection. So we have the sun. We have the shine. So this image or this evolution of the orange and the cup, if you can see what I'm drawing here, is basically to make this connection. And we have on one side one body, and we have on the other side another body. And in between, we use the mirror, which also is a field. So the more we go down, basically, the more we get into the matter state. And the more up we would go, the more into the soul state. So basically the exercise now is find yourself a bathroom. And if we remember the fusion of the eyes, basically to attract what we wish, we try to focus under the shower. So go into the shower and take a warm shower for the beginning. So maybe like 10 minutes. This is a one-time exercise. You don't need to repeat that daily, but it will show you where your power basically comes from. So standing 10 minutes in the shower, must be hot or warm, at least. And then before you basically end with those 10 minutes, during those 10 minutes, you basically just try to, everything that comes to your mind in ways of thoughts, you try to put it straight away into drops and let it go. So either you're thinking about something that is occupying your mind, or you just forgot that or reminded yourself that you forgot to go somewhere, or whatever it is that might be disturbing your flow state. You just take it as a drop when it comes down here. And you just let it go again. So try to do that basically also creatively. So you start thinking about certain things and you try to speed up with the flow of the water. So the faster it goes down, basically the shorter time you will have to be busy with those thoughts. Now, after the 10 minutes, you do 3 times in and out breathing. And that should be as deep as possible and as relaxed as you can. So basically, try to focus yourself to go to the state of hold breath. And you will see that it will be more helpful if you basically have a lot of breath inside of you. Because now after the 10 minutes, you basically turn it to ice cold. It's not about 0, but I think it will be, I don't know, maybe 5 to 10 degrees if you can manage. So while you're holding the breath, you're turning the water from warm or hot to totally cold, and you hold the air. I also want you to basically do this in parts. So if it is too strong in the beginning, try to do it with arms, with legs, or with the torso. The head here will be the toughest part. I also, this is kind of mandatory, try to basically get something that you can hold yourself at least on one side or sit down. But the biggest effect I get so far is by standing. It will be also very easy to hold the breath and still get the maximum of basically confrontation between the plus and the minus. This is what challenges us every day, the good and the bad sides of all the stories. And now we want to basically make that conscious in the water. So you are the water, and depending on your mood or your feeling state, or whatever it is, you will approach the cold or the warm differently. There's a certain warmth that exceeds our state of comfort, so it becomes too hot, so we can't stand it. And there is also the same with the cold. So we basically have the ways of giving and receiving, and we start to play with that under the shower. So if you hold the air during basically turning into complete cold, it might be that you get a bit dizzy, or the energy will come and flood you by basically. You can say it could blow you away. So basically, keep your safety first. Something to hold, or basically just plan a smooth landing in case, or do it outside in the garden or something where you can't get hurt by doing this. Okay, so I suggest now we all go to the shower and come back in like 10 minutes. Is that okay, Rick?
Stunned silence. I don't think everyone will jump to that. But
no, we can do it later, of course.
Are you seriously suggesting that right now?
No. I was just like, we could take some action right now, but I think we can do it also in 2 hours. So I preferably do this in the morning, because basically it's like a kickstart in many ways into your day. And if you do it too late in the day, it basically might give you an extra shift of energy. So be careful with that.
Very interesting exercise. Thank you.
I want you to basically focus on how is the giving and the taking happening to you under the cold or under the warmth, and how the breathing or the air inside of you affects the judgment, basically, that you can stay in the hot or in the warm, in the cold. Are there any questions?
Hello, it's Menas, UCS FRC. Thank you, Andreas. I was wondering, was it a part of motion or other than motion? Was it from Keshe?
I find myself basically bringing into, how to bring the complexity of understanding into your experience. So it's hard basically to teach when we don't see what is totally in front of us, and when we neglect basically the basic principles of ourselves. So this is an experience that we can basically force you in the matter state to basically go to the limit of the matter state.
Yes, thank you. Of course, depends on health condition of people, and the conditions they have.
Yes.
Really. Thank you. But the first part, what you showed, reminded me, there is a saying, there is a kind of attitude that the wise man, in everything he looks around, he sees the creator in it. So this water and movements in the water made me think of this wise man who sees in everything the manifestations of creation. Of course, it's kind of the the law of creation that we learn here. So, because in Iran in the past, we had the philosophers which were also medicine doctors, which were also astronomers, mathematicians, and poets. We are very much into that kind of use, like Avicenna, new astronomy, new mathematics, new poetry, new religion. Quran at the time it was not the details which they added later. Or anybody else, even Dr. Fakhrizadeh, which was killed recently, he had 4 major center of knowledge. He knew about the plants, he had a degree, he knew physics, he knew poetry, and he knew Quran, which is the source, changed, altered wisdom. And they say he used to go to the street or to the nature to see how this animal does something, this bird does something. He used to come to lab, and tells his team, okay, let's copy that. So that's beautiful, the people who make a mixture of all that, because they are all the manifestation of creation. So that was a parenthesis anecdote. Thank you for your work.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Hello, Andreas, my dear. Can I say something?
Please.
Thank you. I want to say that this reflection, as you have beautifully presented, very beautiful. I have seen when I was working in the kitchen, there was a tub with water laying in the floor. And because of the sunlight coming directly on the tub, the reflection was on the roof. And that when I see the tub, the water is like calm and quiet. But when I seen the roof attracted me. The roof, it was shining like stars are shining. A circle is there like this, and the stars are shining, making shapes. And I then looked in the tub. I didn't know that how this is happening. Then I looked in the tub. Then I understand the reflection of the water is here, and it is so active and in beauty that I watched it for at least for 15 minutes. I watched it, and that was the beauty that you have experienced, and maybe we all have experienced. And if we say the ocean and the sun is the reflector, and the ocean is reflecting back, then we can see the structure of the skies, structures in the skies of the civilizations that are within the earth, or the inner earth, or the inner being. So we can see even here in India, there is a culture of seeing the sun in a plate, in a bowl of water. They don't see I have seen the sun straight, but they used to see the sun in the bowl of water, especially on the eclipse day, so that they can see the beauty of it, or the beauty of the whole totality. And then it is also a culture in the Indian side of Americas, Indian sides. So they also used to see, the shaman used to see, and they used to heal people, seeing on this bowl of the sun in the bowl, and they can see the reflection, and they know what is there, and they ask them, like here we ask like masters or gods and goddess, or whatever you say, energies of beauty and totality in the dynamic fields. They ask them, that is true? What can I do? And these souls that are moving around give them the answer from within. So they start to process the message forward to the person who came here for answers. So in many ways, well, these shamans are not, are very few remain. They mostly they have been killed, and but they are still there, and they have this knowledge and beauty of this water. So beautiful. And I will say the shower. The shower, yes. This is also a part of the shower. Is a part of the culture of many communities all around the world. That with the shower, slowly, as you said, slowly, the shower goes down. In India also, here, even in some person is very angry, or some person is suffering from any type of psychosis, or any type of fever, or even uh, any type of imbalance. Here we also do the same thing, showering them slowly, that they can feel the shower, they can feel the water running down. And sometimes this water are so hot coming out of the body that you can touch it and feel the heat of the water, coming out from the body. And then after some time, I have seen that, and after some time, the person gets calmed down, in a way. And the person who is performing this water shower from the from the head, he then take this person and say to lay down for some time, for at least 10 to 15 minutes with his eyes closed. And then he wake up and there is nothing, even some memories that is not, well, we can say, interpret that here is not good, is gone. And he was very refreshing and talking again normally, naturally, I will say, normally, not naturally, which is the way our nature is. So we can about this shower. This is a beautiful thing, and here especially India is mostly is a hot, moderate, and sometimes very hot. Now India is going in a hot phase where I live. Well, mostly people, many of it is recommended to shower in the night, as the whole day goes by with all the energies, dealing with all the energies, chaos, stockings, and all. And we just do not want to indulge ourselves in so many dense material. Then at the night, they shower themselves slowly, um, uh, so to calm down, to align, to be in the balance. So sometimes some people use some uh, herbal lotion also. First they uh, put the body, the whole body brushed with the lotion, and they just there are many herbs here, and they just do this showering. Some do with rose water and all that. Here is a culture, and even if somebody wants to say, "Please, can you shower me?" So anybody will say, "Yes, I will. I can do that. Please be at home," like that. So this is a beautiful presentation, and this is a very nice and very beautiful practice. All over the world, many cultures followed that. And uh, when we go to the sea, the ocean, and we just don't want to come out like that. We feel the the love of the salt of the ocean, and the breeze of the ocean, everything of the ocean, because the winds of the ocean is coming from another ocean, and that ocean we are now going on. So we can feel this showers, this, well, I will say, even when a lady gets pregnant, there is a shower going on, for the beauty and totality of the soul coming to exist in the life and living of beauty and totality. So thank you so much, my dear Andreas. So beautiful, you always present. It connects us all, you know. It connects us all in a way. From within, there is memories of all these things, and we just forget about that, you know. So thank you for reminding us. Thank you so much. Sure, we will get the shower of beauty and totality. Thank you so much.
Okay, I would just like to add just a little bit here. So because it is just so in front of us that we may not see it. So what do we see here? Do you see the video again?
Yes, yes, speak it. I can see.
Okay. So this looks like a very careful touch to the surface, into the water. So
yes,
what if this basically geometric or this creation can be done depending on the intention that has been put into?
Yes, that was why I also was going to tell that when you carefully in the sense you have an intention and you put the finger as a creator in that drop, in that water. And because of your intention, truthful, because intentions always work in the truthful way, in the soul real. So the geometry is so beautiful, you know, and you just slash on it, it will go outward and there will be no geometry. So this is the beauty of it, you know. Your finger is putting an intention in the water. So the water becoming alive. And it is alive. It is showing us that it is alive. And you can, many ancient times, even in many masters, only have this finger in the water and give it to you. Drink it and you feel good. And that is the enhanced way to give, you know. You enhance this water and you can give it to anyone who needs to be enhanced like this. The intention is very necessary. Thank you, Michael. Can I say something more, Andreas?
Please.
I just, yeah. You see this geometry beautifully, like uh, like starting of the light for the origin, the starting of like, you know, the bubbles of the uh, pre form of the formation of the structure of the planets, like this is happening, like the Saturn is forming, like the all other planets are forming beyond that. And when we are going to do, it was 5 years earlier, 5 years earlier than that, there was a, we used to go to the rivers around us, wherever it is. And I apologize. When used to uh, offer this CO2 water to clean the rivers. So the bottles are so small. I thought that time that the bottle where I live, there is of course, a star pool. They say temples, but there was always a river around the star pools. So where this is only 10 kilometers away from where I live. There's a river Shipra, and there is a temple they call, and the river became so dirty because after they wash clothes, usually wash clothes and all, and even after the worship of the deities, they throw the deities in the water, and they just float in the water. And I have gone to the river, and when I was going, I have taken a little bottle of CO2 in it, and the intention was to purify the water. And but still I was thinking that uh, it is such a small bottle, and how can the river is so long? It is coming from the a branch of the river Ganga. How can it be possible? Then I said, no, it is. I'm going to do it. That's it. This is offering to Ma. And I was there and standing on the ghat, I will say the border line on the steps. I offered the water, the plasma CO2 water in the Shipra River, and I offered that the awareness of the people also should be there to clean the river for drinking water, because here is a very poor condition of drinking water. We cannot even you cannot even imagine. But after that, you know, uh, after 2 or 3 years, now um, uh, I forgot that portion. I was there, and that was very for me. That time was very divine. I was doing it. With the intention, truthful. That Ma, here is the offering. You will be clean. You will be clean for always, and always people will be here for you. So then, after 2 3 years, the government has declared that the whenever the idols were made, they cannot be thrown in the rivers again, and they banned the idols to be to throw in the rivers. And if there is a choice, because they idol worship there in the temples, even in outside the temples, the idols can only be made by mud and clay, so that they can dissolve in the mud of the river, in the river. So that was a wish come true, as our UC dear Mark has said. It always comes true through all the hearts, as you say. And that was, as you are playing this video, beautiful. That was a little bottle, of CO2, and the intention was like geometrically worked in a way, a star form in many hearts going through it. And the government declared that. And I was so happy about this, that no more idols can be a, made of poisonous materials, shouldn't be thrown away in the rivers again. So this is a way experience of intentions are so strong, and it works in this way in the dynamic fields of the soul. It intervenes when your intention is there. But when we say it is in divergence, more in divergence, more in divergence, it goes away, and you feel fatigued, and there's nothing happens. It likes that, and there is always, with no intention, there is always a decay. But the creation is when the intention is there. So this is the alignment of the shower. Thank you.
Thank you, Shweta. So can you see the shower now in this picture?
Yes, I can see. Yes.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, Rick, I think you can take it away from here. That will be it for today.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Just a second here while I get that screen up. Okay. Just stop share and reshare, I think. Just a minute. Okay, we should have it now.
Is there any question about to Andreas? Anybody can ask anything. If there is any question from anybody. All are welcome. All beautiful souls.
I've got something interesting that's related in a way, which is, let me share a picture that I took 2 days ago. And this was after a shower of another kind, a snow shower, which was extremely unusual for this time of year and this location. I awoke to about 1 inch of snow on the ground. And a bit later in the day, I went out, and this is what I found. It was quite stunning to me, this pattern from the snow. You could think of snow as a rain shower, basically, and just a lower gradient of the hot to cold that was shown by Andreas in his picture. So if we go below the cold gradient to freezing, then we get snow. And this snow, when it melted somewhat, or perhaps the sun was on it or something, it produced this pattern over the entire deck area. Not, you can see it's on the mat, it's on the boards of the deck, it is on everything. I'll just share a couple of pictures. I was stunned. I'd never seen it like this before. Little dots, and they're all equally spaced, like as if they were printed on there as a pattern. And
Really?
I
Really,
couldn't
Rick?
believe it. So it's like the little circle that Andreas was showing, but this is many of them. And look how perfectly they're on this rubber mat. They're on the boards of the deck. They're on a cloth mat. Everything was covered in this pattern. And I've never seen anything like it before.
Yes, indeed. This is amazing. I didn't see anything like this. I have seen snowfall, but not like this, in this pattern, balanced pattern. So beautiful. You are in the middle of the shower, my dear Rick. Your intentions. This is the geometry of your intention. So beautiful. You shared. Thank you. Thank you so much. This is amazing, really. This never happened before. A geometrical shape, and like they have been done by hand, one by one after one.
Yes, indeed. Amazing. So it's just a coincidence, happened 2 days ago. So I just let people know about that. And by coincidence, today there's a major snowstorm happening in the middle of Canada. Here it is April. Normally we're over snowstorms. And it's going to be the one of the biggest snowstorms of the century, the last 100 years. They already predict it. It's happening right now. And they predict 0.5 meter of snow will be dropped. So that's quite amazing.
Can I say a word, dear Rick?
Yes.
Hello. I want to say that at the pattern you have shown, this is so balanced and beautiful that I understood that, this is my understanding, that the universal unified field is working in a way very close, very close. And we know that from the glacier side, from the north and the polar side, they are coming together, and this is the position they are making. And because usually we have seen these snowstorms, and there was no shower like this. So maybe the balanced fields are very close to some places like Canada, and also in the, I have seen these not like this pattern, but the beautiful pattern of snow coming down in Himalayas also, and in the beautiful, it's indeed unbelievable. And so it is in Antarctica, in documentaries, even in the old documentaries. So I think these fields are coming together as the unified field of the I would say the structure of the civilization. What they are very close, and we can see the truthfulness and wisdom in this, how the dome of peace is working, and we will see more in this way, the reflection of the radiant sun. So thank you, my dear Rick. So beautiful, amazing, really.
Just noticed it. I just noticed it's even on the green chair we see at the top here. It's got the same pattern on it.
Yes.
Amazing.
It is a pattern.
Coded everything.
Yes. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing, my dear.
If I may, it makes me think of crop circles. So, Rick, you're receiving the messages. You have to decodify your message.
Should look around at the grounds around and see if there's any other things embedded into, any other patterns embedded into the grass and so on.
You wait for the next message.
Yes, Bernaz, you are right. It is a message, indeed, like written message, absolutely.
Or maybe instead of looking down at the deck, I should be looking up in the sky.
But both
I'm like, I go out. This is what I literally saw when I opened my sliding door. It was this image you see right here. And here I'm mesmerized at the deck looking down. I should have been looking up to see what's going on.
Yes, of course. But this is mesmerizing indeed. It is so happy.
That's what happens when we get mesmerized by the things of the earth and all the beauties and so on. We forget to elevate ourselves and look up.
Yes, of course.
Okay, thank you for that. Go back to your previous presentation here. Oops. Okay, are we done with the Mojang part, or shall we move on?
If there is no question for Mojan, Andreas, thank you, my dear, for your beautiful, beautiful presentation. And we have seen the shower, so beautiful. Thank you, my dear. And we can now, if there is no question, then we can go to the next. Thank you. We'll go to the next slide. Yes, here is the Dome of Peace. And this is here and we are in it. Anybody wants to read the Dome of Peace? The beauty and totality. This is the call to all knowledge seekers. Let's together create the peace dome all over the planet. And you have seen the enhancement unit placed, and the Dome of Peace has already created, as when we wish that is already done. The Dome of Peace, I would read the beautiful beauty, I would say, full of beautiful words. Please remember, every Sunday from now on until we raise the soul of this planet to a peaceful planet, Keshe Foundation knowledge seekers worldwide will spread the Gans water around the world at 12 p.m. CET and or 18 p.m. CET every Sunday at the same time as they choose which time to suit them. Thank you for participating in this greatest movement by the soul of the man to bring about the peace on this planet as permanent feature of the life of this planet. Mr. Keshe suggests we add the next step to create the dome of the next step to create the dome of peace. And the next step is with the power of our soul, as we are shareholders. We are the inventors, we are the investors, and we are the shareholders. We are always connected with each other. This has been a great awareness to all in the truthfulness that we are naturally not separated, never was. It was just an illusion that we are separated. We asked you to spread the Gans water each Sunday. Now we give you a new path now to try to unite each other's soul. Try to elevate the soul of humanity through your own soul to a level that no one can touch the embodiment of the human race. And choose a time where all of you come together on the soul level in a state of inner calmness. At that time, don't spread the water of guns, but spread your soul. Beautiful. Unite, and in time, we will make a new race out of the soul of man. And then instead of doing it once a week, do it all the time. And Tikish, my Messiah, love to you all this. And there's the Brazilian team, the very hardworking, beautiful soul team. And there is a beautiful soul, Rafael, who is conducting every, as we are doing it continuously, 24/7. But if somebody wants to join in a group that is conducting this soul elevation at the time, there is the Brazilian team doing it, and Rafael is hosting that. Very beautiful soul, Rafael. And he's hosting, anybody can join on Wednesday at the Brazilian team. In the chat, you can see and join in the Brazilian team chat, and anyone can join there. And it will start in 6 p.m. CET time. So I will welcome all of you to join Team Brazil with Rafael, his beautiful and kind words to elevate to be in the continuous elevation. As we can see, the wishes are done. So this is what I want to say about this Dome of Peace. There's so much prosperity and abundance, and there will be no suffering anymore. We are all equal in this Dome of Peace. Everything is accessible. So I will say, anybody wants to say anything about Dome of Peace? You are welcome. If there is nobody, well, we have already said, and in the soul level, we are doing it in the beauty of totality. And those who know, don't even know in this physicality what they're doing, must be aware of the Dome of Peace. There's open ways, and there's always a soul to welcome them. So thank you, my dear souls. Now we can go to the next slide, my dear Rick. If there is no question, there is anything to say. Here we bring the needs and wishes from your community to the Universal Council, as now we are all communities, and in the Oasis, we are not from any particular nation. As one planet, one nation, one race, for justice and world peace. Welcome, my dear ones. Welcome to the beautiful energy of Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute. Please advise, bring your share, bring your love. Thank you. Welcome.
Okay. I have to find my wishes. All right. Hello, everybody, all honorable, wonderful UCS members. So I say my wishes. I don't know if it has been written before. You know that Mr. Keshe talked about one of the early companions of Keshe Foundation, which needs some soul help. And I have to find it in the chat. And so that's my wish. I give from my soul and heart for supporting the youngest member of the core team and one of the very first knowledge seekers of Keshe Foundation, who needs it to take what he needs from it.
I am present, my dear.
In fact, it's a bit long.
I am present.
It's a bit long, is to give from our soul to support this person, takes what he needs from it. Sorry, Rick.
I am present.
Thank you, Dr. Gatwa. And the second one, I mean, each one is, for me, it's like a sun, each wishes. It's not the first one, it's the second one. This is the wish which is inspired from Raphael's wish in North American chat. And it goes, I give from my soul and heart for elevating the soul of the whole humanity and all the religious leaders and the world leaders, that they focus on peace in exchange for the new plasma technology for public.
Yes, I am present.
I'm present.
I'm present.
And of course, in the chat, people have written they are present in the chat of UC. So the others have written it in the chat. I thank you all very much. And as Shweta said, it's not the first one about Yemen. I'm really happy about that. It's not my wish, it's my wish, but it's effective, I always say, because of the collective soul of UCS members. It can never come true with one. It's collective. So that's the important thing. I thank Mr. Keshe for giving this opportunity for us to exercise and know our light, our force. I thank Rick and the core team for preparing all that facilities for us to profit from all that. And I think everything is set for a peaceful world. It has up and downs, normal, but I count on humanity. And thank you. Yeah, when I see the phenomena everywhere, even though I don't have TV, I don't think there is any way that humanity goes back. Even I see the videos from animals Gunter said, sent us. Even the animals are showing the compassion, which is very rare, because how could they understand that? It means that the whole plasma, which is related, the whole creation, as she said, my friend, totality, is raising all together. And no wonder, maybe in future, you tell me it happens, a tree which is bending down on somebody who is tired of sun, and he could lie down under his branches to get a rest. And this is beautiful. And there was something about, I've said that, but I don't think it was duplicated because difficult to grasp it. Mr. Keshe, it comes from teaching on Mr. Keshe, but I really focus on things that you can change your emotions. You don't need the Becky, you don't need the things that would help you. You just do it, you just change it. You're not happy, and then become happy. Just try that, please. It was in a few knowledge seekers before. So that's a good thing. So we know that we can never get into the darkness of sadness or all these emotions we don't need sometimes, and just change it. We don't even need a music or whatever. Of course, in a quiet green place and good weather, we plunge into it. But just change your emotion and tell me if it is possible for you. And so I think we have worked. It's my first, my 7th year of knowledge seeker. So when I finish the year, I make an anniversary. So maybe I have learned a little bit. And it was hard, as I said, in North American Keshe group. because we are very much used to our material world of seeing, touching. Otherwise, we don't dare to feel and to trust sometimes our feelings, even though we have observed that it works, but we are afraid of judgments and, oh, you're crazy. That's easy to make fun of this. But the whole dilemma is that plasma world is under the visible world with the way we can measure it. And that's the whole thing. But I know some knowledge seekers have found it to just understand in a plasma way, and then the whole thing would be solved. And I wish everybody to understand and advance everybody, because even I used to say before to Keshe knowledge, I used to say everybody everywhere prays in the world, that it should be in the monastery, in the church, in the whatever. It helps the whole humanity to stick to balance. Otherwise, the forces of at the time I used to say, the forces of the bad, the destruction would have destroyed the whole earth already. And now I say the same thing now. Everybody who sends from their souls towards humanity, kindness, towards a dog, towards whatever, it helps the whole humanity. It takes responsibility for that small part that he can do something. And I feel I'm very confident the humanity has started to walk in that way. It's the time, and almost that's all. I like other panelists talk also. I really love anybody's ideas. Every flower is so beautiful, the color, everything. I thank you very much for listening.
Very nice, Mehran. Thank you very much. And dear, thank you for your wishes. I am present with both wishes, and thank you very much for the messages sent from Rick and the foundation. Yes, Andreas, water, as is written in holy books, in the future will be considered, and right now it is considered as a medicine, because water helps us to equilibrate, to create our magraph. And right now, after finishing this, I will go to the shower and I will practice what you said. Also, Mehran said that in Iran, the scientists just copy the nature in their experiments and their technology. Technology is here on this planet to help us to know better the life, the laws of the life, the laws of the universe. Everything what we see in the nature, the laser, the internet, plasma technology, everything is created utilizing the law of the universe. And for us it's helpful because we can understand better with the help of our technology how our body is created. Even artificial intelligence helps us to better understand our nature. We are a biocomputer, and we are more than artificial intelligence because we have emotions, and these emotions can help to interact with the matter and change matter. So we become all alchemists, we become all scientists because we have emotions. And if we understand, as Mr. Keshe and plasma technology taught us, that this is a secret to utilize in everything our emotion, in our prayers, in our meditation, in our wishes, in our thought. And this emotion creates the link between us as an entity and the emotion of the environment, which is a God. Inertia, the emotion of environment, is God. And also God is in our interior, because we all know that between interior and exterior is not a difference. Our soul is within us, but he expounds the fields and can become the totality. So we can be entire creation at the field level, at the soul level. Our soul is a collection of fields, primordial fields. We live in many dimensions. So it's easy and simple to influence entire universe, entire universe, entire planet at the soul level. I'm so confident that the souls of our beloved leaders will vibrate when our fields expand and vibrate their electrons. If we are in the physicality and we have the pulse of plasma in the dimension of the soul, they will feel, and their heartbeat will be in resonance with our soul. This is our aim, to create the same heartbeat of the soul of entire humanity, in harmony, in synchrony with the soul of our blue planet, our beloved sun, of this solar system, of the galaxy, of the universe, and of the universe. In this way, we understand how everything in this universe is in peace, because they are in harmony, in synchrony, in resonance. This is integration, this is harmonization, and this is peace. Please, all the people of this planet, just feel our heartbeat of the universal council of the all knowledge seekers, and create entities in harmonies in the social society. I mean, like the European Union, which is a feminine entity. So we need a society which takes care of the citizens, which have compassion for all beings, which never will think about the war. All creatures of this planet will create systems and model of living together by cooperation, harmony. Will forget about competition. Competition create a lot of struggle, a lot of illness. In the future, we will not have illness. Illness is just created by our mind, because water, earth, air help us to be in balance by our breathing, by taking bath, by going without shoes on the green grass and feeling the earth. We communicate directly as a physicality, but also at the field level. And we are particle, but also we are wave. And when we are wave, we communicate with the wave of this planet and of this universe and universe. We will be a big wave of this ocean of the creation, created by our beloved Mitra and our Creator. Please, world leaders, I beg you from the bottom of my heart, take care of all human beings, all beings of this planet, because all we are one. Nations are part all from this universal state of the blue planet, which is our spaceship, unique spaceship. If we will destroy our blue planet, we will not have a house, we will not have a spaceship to fly in this universe, in this universe. Please be wise, forget about your ego. Power, control is not a solution. Sharing our emotions, having compassion, love. We are so powerful in this way, helping others, giving from our soul, and making powerful entire beings as a unique body of this planet, making strong. So you leaders, you can give free from your soul. Forget about wars, forget about military capabilities. We are strong at our soul level without these instruments of war. Let's create instruments of peace at the soul level. Let's create development for entire planet. Help each other and give the right to life to all human beings. Our natural right to life received from the Creator. We do not have the right to take the life of any beings, of anybody. This is a wisdom of Mitra, who created our mother, who created everything. She so sad when when we murder, and when we are not wise children of this planet. She created us, and she loves us, and she gave from our soul wisdom to elevate our soul to have access to the knowledge of the universe. And with this knowledge of the universe, to create application from technology which help entire planet and give free, because the technology comes from the universe, which is from the plasma and from plants, from all elements of the planet. We do not need a patent. We have to give free for entire humanity all what we know, to share the knowledge and give free access to the abundance of the universe. By knowing you are powerful. By giving at the soul level, you are powerful. Not by controlling, not by power struggle for limited resources of this planet. Thank you very much, Universal Council. Thank you, Rick. I love all of you. I give free from my soul, from the health, from the peace of entire planet. Thank you.
I am present. Thank you.
I am present, my dear Salomia. Thank you.
I am present.
Present.
I am present.
I am present, and Dean, you can go ahead when you wish there.
I am present with a wish. As I have brought other wishes, and as I have, they have all come to pass or are in the process. And this particular one is I have meetings today and this week for getting the 50-yard biological reactor into operation. And the team, this is the wish, come together as they have been to continue creating in physicality the reality of the materials. Now, part of the wish is I have designed a CO2 capture unit to go on top of the biological 50-yard per day reactor. And that material, as it's being digested, is going to produce a ton of CO2 GANs or any other GANSes that are chosen by the foundation and those people working in the process of discovering the possibilities of this biological interaction and plasmatic action. Anyway, so I guess to be specific, that those team people who are drawn by their hearts to be part of this, that our fields can connect. And Rick, you know, anyway, I'm here. Dean Michael Hansen. That is my wish. It's happening. We're here now. And it fits in with the health units that we're working on getting established. It all works together, and I'll be quiet. That is my wish. My wish is for the team and the wisdom that they have in order to manifest the peace treaty and the ethos of the heart of the foundation that I'm part of as a knowledge seeker. Thank you.
I am present, my dear Dean, in your beautiful wish from the core of my heart and soul. Thank you.
Yes, I'm present, Dean. Thank you.
I'm present too. Thank you.
I am present.
I am present.
I'm present for your wish, which I didn't understand. That if it's for the good of everybody. For peace and justice, present. So if I can, thank you, Salomia. I'm glad you liked what I said and you found it useful. But I have a remark which I kind of got shocked that for me, that we beg the world leaders to kind of give peace or do that or this. Why do we beg? I mean, there is no place for begging, and nobody changes because we wish. People continue what they like. We continue what we like. Normally in democracy, they say it's the people, it's the people who give the power to their leaders. But we don't beg anybody. I mean, we don't need to beg anybody. First of all, we have to beg ourselves to do this or do that or not. So we owe nobody, and we offer, and we know that everybody looks what benefits them, and they do that. So we are all equal. And nobody is better or higher than anybody else in our system of universal law, universal order. So we never beg anybody. But
yes,
we love
you are
everybody.
right. Yes. So in my English is not so good. Maybe
No,
I have to find a better word.
nobody.
Can you help me?
The better ones are those who are more into helping and more, even though they don't have physically, but emotionally do something for others. Those are the most important people for me. That's those who are important. But who is whatever the king or that's their story. Anybody is equal to anybody. Of course, even I, honestly, even though I try to be kind to anybody when I can, but we sometimes have problem with our back education of how anybody is. But in fact, Mr. Keshe says so. We are getting into that idea of everybody is equal to everybody. And if people give their rights to some people to decide for them to run the government, normally temporary, we don't have to beg the people who don't want to change and they don't change. So in Keshe Foundation, we have a technology which we offer, and we want peace in exchange. But that's all, peace and justice. And everybody is equal. Even though I say that, I may not feel that sometimes. I'm sorry, I'm a human being, poor human. But finishing to beg anybody.
So, Marinus, is it possible to elevate the soul of others, or do you not believe in that?
Oh, yes, that's what we do, no?
Okay. Well, that would be good advice to give then, would be to elevate the souls of the world leaders, as opposed to begging for them to change or something, right?
Beautiful comment. Thank you very much. Exactly, that's the way we do. Exactly, that's right. Thank you very much.
So thank you very much, Rick. So how I can formulate? Please try to elevate your soul, or elevate your soul. How to formulate?
No, you do the elevation. You elevate yourself first.
And yes.
You elevate yourself first, and then give from your soul to elevate the others. That's all you have to do. You don't have to change them. You don't have to tell them to change. They don't even have to know about it. In fact, it's more powerful if they don't know about it. And you just give from your soul, period. Done. And it all happens in an instant. It doesn't have to go on and on and on. You can do it as often as you can, of course, but that impulse goes out and it will be felt, or it will have an impact. You can be guaranteed of that. You may not see it immediately. It may not happen for years, that suddenly they change all their ideas and they become totally different person, or maybe they repent their sins or something like this, that all of a sudden they'll change. You never know when the mushroom's going to pop out of the ground and show itself and be or a bloom on a plant will suddenly bloom. And so any world leader, any person, anybody you know, from the richest to the poorest, and from the most elevated to the least elevated, can all use elevation, and they can all receive it in this environment now. It's this fluid environment where elevation is the name of the game, and elevation of all of humanity is occurring, and specifically the world leaders as well. We'll see the more and more truth coming out from these world leaders, because they'll be forced into it, because everything's coming so transparent. Transparency means you can't lie, because you'll look like a silly person. That's what's happening to many of the world leaders now. When they lie, they're starting to look kind of silly, and they're getting caught in lies and that kind of thing. And that helps. That's all part of the elevation process. They need to discover who they are and where they are and what they're really doing. And this is true for all of us. So that's, I think, part of the elevation process.
I think when we see these people, directors or ministers, in their personal life, they are very polite. Like anybody else, they are able to show emotion and treat the people around them correctly. So it's not really, it's a matter of sin, but first of all, it's a matter of education. Like, first of all, it's a matter that they hear this message. They have never maybe heard this message to make a choice. And nobody judges people. They are, maybe they're people who love or can be loved, of course. But the thing is, this message, they should take it, they should get it into themselves, and then decide little by little. And that's the whole thing. And of course, maybe one of them becomes one of the greatest help for everybody else one day. The door is not closed because they didn't have the chance to hear this message. So as Rick said, we elevate the soul of everybody, because in this practice of doing it for others, our soul elevates. Our soul gets attached to something else higher. And it's good some part of it comes back to us. That's all if we say I give and take. Again, every giving from also, some part of it comes to us. So it's all benefit. And you said something about the emotion and compassion. I heard maybe Mr. Keshe who said, what we have in here as far as emotion, it's not in other planets. They are very, they give service only to others and very in order, organized everything. But this thing in the human soul or emotion is missing. And maybe it's because of the way planet is created, this line in the middle, which is not vertical, but has some slope, and which creates this plasmatic act and react, which creates human emotion the way it is. So maybe in a way we have this emotion, and for me, that's what makes people bigger than others, how they use this humanity, not how much rich they are, how much powerful. And so all is good. All is a good future.
Okay, Gatwa, I see you have your microphone open and maybe you don't mean to. Oh, there we go. Thanks. Okay, do we have any other needs and wishes here to be expressed?
Just to thank you for your help. And for me, it's important to verbalize, because it's a connection between the language and DNA. And we can change by verbalization, by language, even our RNA and DNA in our body. This is my understanding, and I applicate many times, but it's not very important to verbalize highly, or you can do it in your mind, and at emotional level is better, because by emotion you can influence, and when you hear your voice you can feel the emotions. Anyway, and thank you very much. I will never say you begging. I will just think that is necessary for me to elevate myself in order to become higher and be able to give from my soul to people which are not so elevated, who behave like children and they are not wise. So all what we need knowledge and become wise by knowing. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes, and we always have to remember that to the next level up, we look like children. Wherever level we happen to be on, the next level up will view us as children or as ignorant, basically, of that level. And it always applies to no matter what level you're on, even an ant. Who decides if we are elevated, Dan asks. Well, you decide. No one's there to judge you. You elevate yourself.
Yes, I agree. Nobody decides. It's you. It's us who decides. We elevate our, yes.
There might be no clue to even be able to tell. Sorry, there's a lot of interference on your microphone there, Sweta. I think it seems to happen in the later part of the workshops for some reason. It's some really strong background noise. I think if I muted my microphone, you'd be able to talk without the noise. I think that's the way it works. And whoever has a microphone open, it feedback somehow through your mic.
Yeah, it's good to write and read the wishes. For this reason, we have this section of wishes. So this is a wish. And if you are right, we can judge other people.
Pardon me,
can
could you
judge
say
ourselves. Yes, but when our children do not behave well, we have to teach them. I am a professor, and at school, when they didn't behave well, I just try to correct them and to show the way by being a model. And
so
we need models. Yeah.
Are you saying you're more elevated than the children?
I'm more mature, I mean.
Okay, but is that elevated?
This is not elevation, it's maturity. Humanity is in the period of childhood.
Okay, would you like
maturity?
No. Would you like to have people telling you what to do and that you're not mature and that you should do this and should do that and that you need to do this and you need to change this and you need to be better this way and you need this and that? Would you like to have that happen to you?
No. At the soul level, we need models.
Okay, that's what I'm saying is that when we try to change others thinking that they're not elevated, then that's not elevating others.
But our leaders are not elevated. I have to tell you.
How do you know that? How do you know that? How do you know that?
I feel it.
You're judging them. You're judging them on their parent behavior. So you're saying that they're all evil or bad or somehow not responding to what your ideas of perfection are, in spite of them all being part of the one soul. They are as much of the one soul as you and everyone else is.
I told the same, but we have to create Magraph. And more elevated people has to give from their soul to become at the same level, to have the same heartbeat.
That does not necessarily mean interacting and trying to change others directly by various means. And, this is the difference is like, take someone like, let's have a random name, a world leader, Putin. Putin has been in the news a lot lately, obviously, and often is sort of the bad guy compared to the good guys of Ukraine, at least in the Western media. Of course, not in the Russian media or some other media. He's considered more of a hero who's breaking up the world order and so on and so forth. And there's a lot of different sort of perceptions and perspectives on all that situation. So do we automatically say, okay, Putin needs to be elevated because he's, doing so much destruction and is evil and is making bad decisions or whatever reasons we have for that. And maybe we want to, get on social media or start a group that's doing certain actions or to help or hinder certain situations and so on and so forth. But the idea is that if you see something that doesn't seem to be in alignment with the, for example, it was something you see that he might have done, you can just give from your soul. And that's it. That's all you have to do. You don't have to try to change him directly. You just give from your soul. It's like when Mr. Keshe was, he's told a story a long time ago when there was a funeral that was driving by him with the, the casket in the car and so on. And he saw this funeral driving by, and he said he just did a quick contact with that being that had passed, and he gave from his soul. He just instantly gives from his soul and toward that being, the being of that person, and that's it. And then you let it go. You don't hang on to it or watch for results or focus on it any more than you need to. You just give from your soul in that instant, in that moment.
We have to teach.
And that's all you need to do.
As Mr. Keshe said, we have to teach. And if many people will become knowledge seekers, they will elevate by themselves, but we elevate by teaching and by knowledge. Otherwise, we can give from our soul, but we need to teach. This is our aim, to teach, to give free this knowledge. This science of plasma is enough to elevate the soul of every individual and of humanity as a whole. This is my understanding. Thank you.
Sure, the teaching is very important in that process. The whole purpose of the teaching is so that you can elevate yourself and then be in a position to be able to elevate others. Because if we don't elevate ourselves first, then we have no right or ability to elevate others. So that's the tricky part, is pulling ourselves up by our own bootstraps, as it's called. But yes, the teaching is a very important process of that. But the whole process of the teaching is to elevate, to be able to elevate.
If I may, I think the plasma knowledge is not the only one knowledge of creation to elevate. It's this new time which requires this kind of knowledge. Otherwise, there are probably enormous people everywhere in the world that have this knowledge intuitively in themselves with other means.
Sure, absolutely. It's been around for millennia, since the beginning, no doubt.
And it just they see the sky, and they derive the laws that they apply in their daily life, which is equal to a person who has elevated soul. And normally they die very beautifully, very quietly and calmly, with happiness and a lot of things. So it's not just plasma. Science brings knowledge of elevation of the soul or knowledge of peace. But at this time, 2022, 21st century, we need this way of teaching. We need this way of approach, which can take more people inside it, because it's kind of science. And people believe in science more than any other things, because there is no belief in the beliefs these days. So, but anything which is good by any ethos system is the same value.
Yes, Mehran, you are right. Plasma is only one name, but we put name for the idea of good. To be good, to think good, is Zoroastrianism, is a principle, is our aim. By being good, we can get elevation of our soul. And plasma is the science of the soul. So everybody which is concerned with soul and want to elevate his soul, he's like a knowledge seeker. Members of all religions. Plasma is meaning of one of unity of all religions and science. Not unity but equality is the same reality. Is no difference between science and theology. And we have only one soul in all religions created, and this soul has different physicalities, like Mitra, like Eva, like Shiva, like Shakti, like Isis, like Jesus Christ, Mohammed, and Zoroaster, Krishna, Buddha, and so on. But it's the same soul as Mr. Keshe taught us. So this is the essence of plasma, to understand that we are a totality and we don't have to fight each other for what? Because we come from plasma and we go back to plasma. That's all.
Yeah, for me, it's like creators and prophets or Buddha. After some time, they got tired. They created the the teaching and went out. And then he sent another one. And he sent another one, they did the same. They could neutralize the teaching and go back to their own wishes. And now Creator is giving what they call it, the for us, the for us in poker, you know? What do you call it in English? The straight flash, if you want. The winning card. Plasma knowledge for me is the winning card. Okay, I give you this card. That's my hand, a straight flash, the winning card. So what do you say now? You know, some kind of, okay, I give you what creates the electron. Know what you have to say. You understand? It's the same reality set in a way that people of this time can maybe accept it. That's the beauty of it. You understand?
Yes, I do. So Mr. Keshe said that we can enforce peace. This is a bad idea. What's happened now is enforcement of peace. And we need to create peace at the field level, at the soul level.
Yeah, we enforce peace in a way. Imagine it's like a room which can have 20 people in it. And then some people take more places, chairs for their friends and all that. When the room is too full, it's 40, they have to give up the chairs they have kept for their friends, because the forces of the newcomers is pushing those away, in a way, pushing the extra chairs in the room free to use for the newcomers. It's like that. I don't know but the forces of the peace now are becoming bigger and bigger and take more space. So they push kind of the forces which are taking two place without any reason to get smaller and smaller. You know, enforcement, I think, in this very simple image, we push it because we have, like yin and yang starts from a small piece of dot of the white in the dark, becomes bigger and bigger and bigger, and then becomes all white. And the dark becomes just a dot. So we are just pushing by being more and more, pushing that space to be filled. And that's all it is. We don't force or other way, you know. We push it in a way, away. I like simple imaginations that anybody can understand. You understand?
Okay, is there anybody else who would like to make a comment here? Do need to wrap things up here shortly, I think. We're at 2 hours, 45 minutes now.
Rick, can you hear me clearly now?
Yes, I'll turn my mic.
Okay, okay. Rick, if there isn't any question or any advice, then we can go to the next slide. Or there is any comment?
Just one thing I'd like to mention before we wrap up is about the Easter bundle. And Easter is kind of a special time of year, and the Keshe Foundation's put together this Easter bundle thing with products for sale. And I just wanted to share that before Easter here. So I'll just quickly mention that at the Keshe Foundation store, you can see the Easter bundle, and it's in these different bunny categories. And so there's various products offered with the Curious Bunny, the Spa Bunny, the Head to Toe Bunny, Gardening Bunny, Energy Bunny, Protection Bunny, Fashion Bunnies, and so on. And you can select the various options at various prices there and have a look at that. And that's part of the Easter offering from the Keshe Foundation. There's more information on that in the last couple of Knowledge Seekers workshops as well. So just wanted to mention that before we end, just to put the bug in people's ear to if you're thinking of getting some products, then it's a good time to do that. Okay, back to our program here. And I think we can move to the next screen.
Yes.
Sorry, let me mute my...
Rick, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, only when I take my microphone, only when I turn my microphone off can I hear you. So I have to turn it off.
Oh, okay. Can I speak?
Yeah, it's fine as long as I don't turn my microphone on.
Okay, I'm just saying that the Easter bunnies are so beautiful and lovely. A darling bunny, a fashion bunny, so much bunnies. And happy Easter, my dear ones. And happy Ramadan and happy Navrat. Happy, happy, happy people. As Mehran said, to be happy, be happy. Thank you, Mehran. And there is the contact of the UC, the email IDs of the active UC members. Anybody can email to any UC members. We are ready to answer as according our knowledge. We are all knowledge seekers, my dear. Thank you for being here. And there is the next slide, my dear Rick. Here we are. This is the way the elevation takes place. To love somebody, to be kind. We don't need a teacher or any advice. Our soul is the teacher always within us. And this is the way we elevate ourselves. We are here to serve, not to be served. The Universal Council. Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome, my dear ones, to Swagatam, to Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute, to the beautiful energy of knowledge seekers. Thank you very much. Salam, Namaste, Salute.
Okay, very good. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, members of the Universal Council, for being here today and supporting the presentation, and for all the work you do in the background, and for giving from your soul for world peace. Thank you, everybody, for being here in the 217th One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace on Tuesday, April 12th, 2022. Let me see. We have the next public teaching workshop will be the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group, which starts at 7 a.m. Central European Time on Wednesday, April 13th. And we usually go for several hours in that group, and people are welcome to bring their plasma replications and experiments, or questions or comments or concepts you'd like to discuss. And what else do we have? I think we have TV Galactica, which I believe is tonight at 11 p.m. Central European Time. Is that correct?
Yes, it is correct. Yes.
Okay, perfect. And I think that's all for now. And we will be going out with some clapping and dancing as usual.
Beautiful storm. The clap, clap, and dance, my dear Rick. Thank you.
Very good, with the flight enhancement spaceship unit video. Okay, thanks everyone for
everybody. I'm sorry. I thank everybody. And this year, any religion comes together, the fasting and Easter and Ramadan and the Pasch and our vacation. And maybe it's a good year for a lot of new things to happen in the world. And I thank any panelists or beautiful UCs who were here and support us, and Rick, of course. Thank you very much, and be happy, and have a good Easter.
Okay, thank you, Mehran. There is one other thing I'll mention, which is there is a new feature in the Zoom called interpretation, and it's for people that would like to do a live translation during the Zoom. You can be put in a separate room and listen to the live English and translate that to your language. And other people in the Zoom can also listen to your language translation at the same time if they wish to. So that's a new function. And if there's people that are wishing to try out that function, they can get a hold of me and I can guide them how to do that. Okay, I think that's it for now. Bye, everyone, and see you in the next public workshop.